Boston on a great shot at the end of the game and poor defensive execution, but the game got away from them in the third quarter. And I really thought it was LeBron James set the tone all night. He just didn't have a lot of leadership tonight that he wanted to get this over with. He didn't seem engaged offensively at all. And then when the game got tight in the fourth quarter, he wanted no part of it. I mean, they were just running everything through Kyrie Irving. LeBron James was facilitating a little bit, but where's the freight train that we've seen for 10 games that just dominated his matchup every time down the floor? He didn't seem tonight like he thought they needed him to do that and they could still win the game. I said it earlier this afternoon. I thought this was going to help Boston offensively, having Isaiah Thomas off the floor, because you have a limited player that's 5'9", that everything revolves around, that's ineffective. They took him off the floor. They started Marcus Smart. They had a bunch of healthy guys on the court, and they played with nothing to lose, and they played free and confidently, more confidently than the Cavs did down the stretch.
Of course, we'll head out live to Cleveland. Kevin Connors is there with PGA Carlissimo, and, of course, we'll have live news conference coverage as well. Yeah, LeBron played 45 minutes in this game, didn't make a 3-0 for 3. Cavs scored 21 points in the third and 21 points in the fourth. I mean, their offense got worse. Kevin Love got the great start. Then you mentioned it was through Kyrie. LeBron just seemed to want to kind of take a day off, conserve energy, and have those guys win it tonight. I don't know if that was a master plan he wanted to do, but I'd be curious to hear his words tonight. He came out at the start of the second half. To me, he looked like a guy that was bored. Yeah, bored's definitely the word. That's how he looked, bored. We're going to win anyway, so we're fine. I'll just let other guys do it. The problem is when you've played a certain way for 10 games, because Kyrie Irving really hasn't had a big series. He hasn't had moments in the series, really, where they asked him to do what he was asked to do tonight in the fourth quarter. LeBron just has been doing it. 10 games, I'm going to dominate. Everybody play off of me every time up the floor. I've never seen a guy so laser focused. Tonight, that was just not there, completely absent. I'll be shocked if he doesn't put it on himself. Right. Because I think he's at that stage of his career to accept the responsibility of that. But now, look what they've done to themselves. They have to go back on the road for at least one game. Who knows what's going to happen in Game 4? This could get real interesting.
And Irving did actually meet the challenge in the fourth quarter. Played very well.
Had a very good night.
Kevin Love did in the first half. But as we said, got away from him in the third quarter. They were down 16. They made up 11, and then we go to the fourth. So they're still down 5. Cavs in control, and yet they never really were. There's LeBron trying to get to the hoop. It's a miss, goes nowhere. Celtics coming back down the floor. At this point, 95-92. Marcus Smart, big game from Marcus Smart. 7 of 10 from 3.
Best player on the floor tonight.
And 0 for 6 in Game 2. Had nothing. So it's 99 apiece. J.R. Smith, no, but Love is there for the tip-in. So the Cavs, who were down 99-98 at a point, and now the rebound again from Smart. Al Horford loads up. And the big fella hits the 3. 106-103. 104-103 now. Horford inside gets it. There's the three-point differential with 46 to go. LeBron out to J.R. Smith. He answers, makes the 3. They hit both teams hit a bunch. They each shot 43s in this game.
That was a bad decision by Crowder to double LeBron. He wasn't even being aggressive. You give J.R. Smith a wide-open 3.
Tied at 106. There's another one we thought. Jerekbo, right? There might be your game winner. No. And Kyrie. I mean, nobody finishes like that guy finishes.
Does a lot with the ball on his way to the rim, doesn't he?
So now it's 108 apiece, and here's the game winner with Bradley, Tim.
Looks like it's J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith and Shumpert. It was Crowder and Bradley on a cross screen, and both guys went with Crowder. A miscommunication, and Tristan Thompson tried to react late, but you can't give a guy a wide-open look in a tie game in that situation. That's a complete defensive breakdown on the part of the two guards.
All right, here's a little nod to the folks at Joe's and their cheese fries, because Marcus Smart did damage. Set a new playoff career. Field goals and three-pointers, dropped 27 points, most he's ever scored in an NBA game, including the regular season. And obviously, without Isaiah Thomas, there are more shots available. But, Tim, that guy played like a pro.
Yeah, he looked so confident. And, again, that nothing-to-lose attitude. Marcus Smart was the epitome of that tonight. He came out early, got into his rhythm offensively. He has not been taking a lot of shots in the postseason. A lot of it, again, because you're revolving your offense around Isaiah Thomas. But Marcus Smart came out tonight and said, I'm going to put this team on my back a little bit offensively and at least stand up to the Cavs. Now, despite that, they're still down 16 at half. And in my head, I thought that was going to be 30 by the end of the third quarter. I really thought the Cavs were going to go in, because they didn't play a great first half, and discuss it and say, okay, let's put these guys to bed now, and then we can cruise in the fourth. Let's come out in the third quarter with the right mindset. And they did the exact opposite. Boston came out desperate, trying to save their season and play another day and extend this thing. And the Cavs came out very listless, like they thought they could turn it on at any time.
Okay, so where's my head coach in this? I get LeBron's culpability. You explained how you guys thought he played. Where's Ty Lue? Let's get a timeout. Let's chew on some guys and let them know this is slipping away, right? At some point, I'm thinking my coaching acumen is guys.
And I wasn't in the locker room, but I would put it on Ty Lue, too, because there has to be a sense of urgency at all times if you want to finish this task off the way that you set out to do. And I think they seem, not only did they want to be undefeated, once the circumstances played out in this series, they should be 12-0 going into the NBA Finals. And now you've added a lot more work, and you've also now unleashed a team that feels more confident they compete with you. Now, look, Cleveland could come back the next game and win by 25-30. We all know that. But the bottom line is you have now let a team that virtually was waiting for the last nail to be put in get life and get confidence. And they saw something in Cleveland's eyes that, they just wanted it more than they did tonight. And it's really, really surprising because of the circumstances of being able to finish this thing without having to get back on an airplane until you have to go to the West Coast.
Right. Yeah.
And now you've got to go back to Boston, and that's the one thing I'm sure that they wanted to avoid. The less travel you have to go through in this situation, the better, and they just did not have the right approach all night. And I think it really started with LeBron James. I didn't like the way he was playing in the first half offensively, even though they were up 16. That was primarily because of the shooting of Kevin Love and their three-point shooters. But LeBron came out in the third quarter because you knew that wasn't going to last all night, so you figure it's going to be his time now. He never really looked interested in playing offensively in the third quarter, and that's when they were chipping away at that lead. And then by that time, they had all the momentum.
Maybe the worst game of his playoff career. He's one of those guys that don't have bad games. Baseball players go in slumps. It's hard to score goals in hockey. But James played 45 minutes, had 11 points, and 6 turnovers.
Yeah.
His fewest point total in a home playoff game in his career. James' teams are 1-10 in the playoffs when he scores 15 points or fewer. There were good signs. Kevin Love looked like Minnesota Kevin Love. He was 7 of 13 from three-point land. Kyrie was very good, 10 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 6 for 3. He goes 20. J.R. Smith's been kind of dormant as a three-point shooter. Hit a big one late. He was 4 for 8. That's a good sign for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson was outstanding, 12 of 15 from the line. Offensive rebounds, he had 7 of them. But there's James. He stunk. Yeah. So they lost. If he was just average, they win by double digits.
Completely agree. There's no other way to put it. He was awful tonight. Yeah. He had more turnovers than made field goals. I mean, think about that. And, the thing is with this team, though, that I think I'm most disappointed in, if I'm a Cavs fan or a Cavs coach, is, look, we've hung our hat in the postseason, though, on how suffocating we have been defensively. They couldn't guard the Celtics without Isaiah Thomas. Guys like Kelly Olynyk and Jonas Jerebko were beating them in the fourth